and Jesus will do things, or he'll say things. After 3.5 years of this, it's no wonder that he looks at him and says, haven't I been with you 3.5 years and you don't get this yet? How could you miss this? Let's just read through parts of Psalm 89. I will sing of the steadfast love of the Lord forever. In my mouth I will make known your faithfulness to all generations. For I said, steadfast love will be built up forever. In the heavens you will establish your faithfulness. You have said, I have made a covenant with my chosen one. I have sworn to David my servant. I will establish your offspring forever and build your throne for all generations. Let the heavens praise your wonders, O Lord, your faithfulness in the assembly of the holy ones. Again, this is a scene in heaven, God surrounded by the heavenly host. Again, divine council terminology. You've heard me use that term before. It's just God in the heavenly host. For who in the skies can be compared to the Lord? Lord in all caps is Yahweh. Who among the heavenly beings, the Hebrew literally has, who among the sons of the gods is like the Lord? A God greatly to be feared in the council of the holy ones, and awesome above all who are around him. O Lord God of hosts, who as mighty as you are, O Lord, with your faithfulness all around you. You rule the raging sea. You rule over Yam. When its waves rise, you still them. You crushed Rahav like a carcass. Okay, Rahav here is another word for the sea beast, the chaos beast. You scattered your enemies with your mighty arm. The heavens are yours, the earth also is yours, the world and all that is in it. You have founded them. The north and the south, you have created them. Tabor and Hermon joyously praise your name. You have a mighty arm. Strong is your hand. High your right hand. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne. Steadfast love and faithfulness go before you. Blessed are the people who know the festal shout, who walk, O Lord, in the light of your face. Of old you spoke in a vision to your godly one and said, I have granted help to one who is mighty. I have exalted one chosen from the people. I have found David my servant. With my holy oil I have anointed him, so that my hand shall be established with him. My arm shall also strengthen him. The enemy shall not outwit him. The wicked will not humble him. I will crush his foes before him and strike down those who hate him. My faithfulness and my steadfast love shall be with him, and in my name shall his horn be exalted. It's repeating a lot of the language that we've seen before. And then he says about David, I will set his hand on the sea. I will put his hand, the right hand of authority, over the sea. This is very obviously Messianic because only God can do that. Only God can control the forces of chaos. David can't do that. He's just a guy. But a Davidic king, who is also Yahweh, can pull that off. I will set his hand on the sea, at his right hand on the Nahar. Remember the other name in the Ugaritic text for the deity, the water deity, Nahar? His right hand on the rivers. He shall cry to me, you are my Father, my God, the rock of my salvation. I will make him the firstborn, the highest of the kings of the earth. You know what the word highest there is? Let's see if we can just click through to our interlinear and actually use that thing. It's Elyon, most high. Elyon in the Semitic world was a title for guess who? Baal. It's one of the titles of Baal that gets applied to Yahweh. God is saying, not only am I the real Most High, but the King, I will set his hand over the seas. He will be the Most High. I will make him the firstborn. Is that a familiar term? Firstborn is a rank of authority. Jesus is called firstborn. You see these connections. Firstborn, Most High, ruling over chaos. This is a Davidic psalm that rehearses the Davidic covenant, the covenant God made with David to have the everlasting dynasty. It's full of this, creation imagery that an Israelite would have gone, wow, man, that's going to be great. What a guy, And more than that, he would be thinking, well, I watched David grow up. How's he going to do that? Only God can do that. Either this king is going to be like God on earth, or maybe we'll have God on earth as the king. That's kind of the way it would seem to work. They're Israelites. They don't have the New Testament, but they've got these pieces of the picture going through their heads. Let's go back here. There are New Testament implications to this. Anybody know what happens in Mark 4? Everybody's going to cheat quick. Well, let's go there. We'll save some time. Think about it, to an Israelite. These guys have their Old Testament. They've got the worldview in their brains. They know the stories. They're Semites. They're Israelites. This guy Jesus comes along and he claims to be the Son of God. Son of God, King of Israel. Man, it sounds a lot like Psalm 89. Ooh, boy, that's kind of weird. And he comes to them one day. On that day when evening had come, he said to them, let's go across to their side. Leaving the boat, they took him with them in the boat just as he was. And we know the whole story. He goes out onto the rough and raging sea and says, quiet. And it is. And their reaction is like, oh boy. What did we just see? Okay, if they're clicking it all up here, they know what he's God. And more than that, if John or somebody got up that morning and read Psalm 89 in his devotions, he's thinking, man, his hand shall, I'll put his hand over this. They're clicking. They're just clicking with these little tidbits in the text. This isn't a story placed in here just because Mark's like, man, I'm a few lines short of a column. What do I put in here? No, it's deliberate. It's messaging. We go back. We get Matthew 14. It's, again, somewhat similar. It's walking on the water. The chaos has no effect on me. In fact, I tread on it. Again, mentally up here, the pieces are just floating around in their head. And Jesus will do things, or he'll say things. After 3.5 years of this, it's no wonder that he looks at him and says, haven't I been with you 3.5 years and you don't get this yet? How could you miss this?